employee does not understand the sales process and the sales pipeline, then what they're going to have is they're not going to see the completion. What they will see is, well, golly gee, you know, I'm not going to get an immediate sale with a person I've got on the phone here, so I'm going to give up and then maybe try somebody else. Whereas the motivated employee says, okay, they're not jumping up and down with joy right now, but I've certainly determined the need, and on some level there's an interest in that need. And I think just as we were talking about phone calls being interrupted, there's sort of a underground saying in Silicon Valley is, I don't do voicemail. And you hear that more and more. It's more and more common. Yeah, no, people don't use voicemail here. And I think, you know, a lot of trends start here, and the reason is because if you answer the phone, it's disruptive, you know, in many instances, and people get so many voicemails, particularly spam or sales calls types of things, that they just delete their box. And I'm not saying everyone, clearly, but a lot of people just say, don't call me. I don't do voicemail. So when we go back to that cold calling on following up there, email is extremely powerful on that, because email is something that I can delete, I can look at when I want to. You can do that somewhat with voicemail, but the problem with voicemail is I really have to listen to the message to see if it's really pertains to me or not. And even in the first, like most people, if it's in the first seconds I realize it's some kind of ad, I delete it. Whereas an email may sit on there for 5 or 10 days, and in fact I think that's what some businesses are finding out, is that email may sit for 2 or 3 weeks until people go back through it, and then they'll respond to the email. Whereas voicemail, it just seems to me, is just getting more and more problematic. And maybe it's the fast-paced Silicon Valley. That's part of that. But if that's happening here, then it's probably spreading in a business sense. I know that phone conversations like we're having right now are increasingly difficult because both parties have to be tuned in at the same time. If one calls the other, that's the other problem with the voicemail, is that you get the trading the phone tag, as they say. And you do that a couple times, and then you're going to delete it, because it's just if you call me and then I call you back and you don't answer, and then you call me back, then a lot of times people will just stop doing that.